What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal today, man. Hope you guys have all had a great weekend. Hope you guys have had a great Sunday. You guys know what time it is, man. Time for another live 2023 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, with the Catch fam. So, you guys know what it is, man. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk some fantasy football. We're going to throw together a great mock draft. So, hit that like button in, or hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you are new to the channel, and hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Like I said, let's have some fun. Let's talk some fantasy football. So, we got this thing filled up pretty quickly on Discord. So let's go ahead and set the draft order. There you guys go. And we'll kick off in about 2 minutes. We'll give everyone a minute or so to hop in here. But 5:02 p.m. Eastern time. Sound good to everybody? And we'll get this thing rocking. So, yeah, man. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Like I said, we can take a look at... There's not really anything in terms of news, especially since the last stream. I mean, you've got Rex Ryan maybe getting hired by the Broncos. Probably the craziest thing. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. It might not be so crazy to some of you guys, but I did not see Rex Ryan making a return anytime soon. Panthers are hiring 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback D'Angelo Hall as their assistant defensive backs coach. Oh, that's interesting. Jalen Hurts likely to get $50 million a year or more. I would not be surprised if they got that contract done this offseason as opposed to next offseason. Yeah, but other than that, we have no updates. Literally, nothing. But, you know, it's that time of year. We're not really expecting a ton of updates. So, there you go. So, yeah, guys, get ready. We're going to kick this thing off in just another minute or so. I'll put one more announcement out on Discord just to let everyone know that the draft is starting. And then we'll get rocking and rolling, man. So, let's do that. About to start, everyone. So... All right, let's see here. We got Thomas in the house. What's up? What's up? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope it doesn't lag for you as well. I guess it's 5:02, so let's get started. That's what we said we were doing. So there you go. Let's kick off another live 2023 fantasy football mock draft. Yes, Thomas, just a standard. Just so you guys know, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, 2 flex spots, kicker, defense, 5 bench spots. 30 seconds per pick, so make sure you guys are on your toes. Make sure you guys are keeping up with your own queue and everything, because the rankings are still not 100%, updated and everything like that. So make sure you guys are taking a look around at who's available and who's not. Made for TV, what's up, bro? I'm excited that you are officially in the Dynasty League, man. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I mean, we actually hit 3.4K, but we've lost like 15 subscribers in the last month, because it's just that time of year. So we're back down to 3.39. So I'm just not even looking at the number, but it is still a good number for the year for sure. Smokey, what's up, bro? Hello, hello. Great to see you in the house. What's up, everyone? Ben MIA this week. Made a trade in Dynasty. Need your thoughts. Dotson and 2.8 and got Tyreek. I mean, I personally love it. I love it. Yeah, I think it's a fair trade for Tyreek. I mean, obviously, like, it's more of a win now situation. Picking up Tyreek Hill, as opposed to getting a little bit of youth and Jahan Dotson, and still a pretty decent draft pick. We'll go ahead and hit the auto for Speezy here. Looks like he's a couple minutes late. I personally love it. I got no problem with getting Tyreek Hill right now. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, he's a veteran, right? I mean, he's going into his 8th year in the league, but I mean, I just don't have any problem with it. He's been a top 8 receiver every year in the league since 2017, except for 2019. So, and he was hurt a little bit that year. So, and he still had a pretty good year with 860 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. So, yeah, I got no problem with it, man. How do you feel about it? Taylor, I've been 12th in every draft. That is kind of crazy. I guess Sleeper has it out for you, because when I hit randomize, it does it by itself. So, good practice from the 1.12. If it happens again, maybe I can switch with you, give you whatever spot I have. We can probably work that out. All right. Praise on the board, then I'm coming up here. So let's take a look at who's available. All kinds of talent right now. Bray goes with Barkley. I'm going to go Adams here. Why does JT get auto-picked first round? Happened to me last time. I wouldn't pick him the first. It's kind of tough. I actually think that JT, I mean, you know, we've seen JT go anywhere, you know, from like 1.5 to like 2.5. So he is kind of all over the place. But yeah, it's just because the rankings aren't updated is all. I would have loved to see Tyreek Hill or CeeDee Lamb fall out there. Good picks there. I was like, you know what? I could start tonight the double receiver move. But we're not going to. Let's go Kenneth Walker tonight. Today. I guess it's tonight. I mean, it's 5 where I am. All right, there's my... We're going to start receiver running back tonight. We'll go Adams and Walker. Just kind of switch it up. All right, so for those of you guys who did join the off-air Dynasty mock that we posted last night, we're going to run that whenever I get the baby down tonight. So probably around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if that doesn't work for you, guys might want to exit so we can get that filled. But yeah, it just didn't fill in time last night. I mean, we didn't even get it filled till like this, I don't know, early today. So we are still going to run that mock. And then tomorrow's stream, I'm planning on doing another Dynasty mock with you guys, which will go, you know, the invite will go out to YouTube members first, members of the Dynasty League first, and then we can get it filled up with those of you who are not YouTube members and or Dynasty members later on. So should have to practice Dynasty mocks for those of you guys in the Dynasty League between today and tomorrow. So should be good. Oh, sorry, Thomas. Didn't mean to steal Walker from you. I don't know if he would have lasted 2.10, but it's possible. I mean, there's all kinds of talent on the board right now at the position, so it's just possible. See a couple receivers taken here too. Mike, what's going on, bro? Hello, hello. Who's your favorite rookie tight end? I mean, it's got to be Mayer, right? I know this tight end class is like super deep, but I don't know much about any of the prospects outside of Michael Mayer. So I'm going to go with Mayer's easy answer, but we'll just take a look. Do some deep diving at the position. Go Hawks. There we go. Mike, I like Darnell Washington. 6'8", 270 pounds. Can't imagine what it's like being like tall. So Darnell Washington out of Georgia. Yeah, he is super tall. It's like all I can get from Sleeper. They don't really have like the rookie cards necessarily updated, so to speak. All right, going in the second round here, we got CeeDee Lamb, Walker, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra, Bijan Robinson, Waddle, Cook, Jacobs, Chubb, Hall, and ETN off the board. Lots of running back value here in the second round. We'll wrap things up with Ramondre Stevenson and move into the third round with our first quarterback off the board, and that'll be Josh Allen. Smokey, I do have a win now team. Keenan Allen, Tyreek, and Kupp. Kelsey is my core. Mahomes, Goff, Garoppolo, Pickett. Double quarterback, Najee, and Chubb. I mean, that is definitely a win now team. I wouldn't knock it too much. I would look to maybe trade Keenan Allen this year. It would have been better to do so last year. But if you can't get the right value for him, which is going to be tough, you know, in a dynasty league right now, just potential to get cut, traded. Might be in a new, on a new team. Still the injury history, being a veteran as well. You know, might be a little bit tough to trade him, but if you know Keenan Allen does get cut, if he does go to another team, it might be worth just holding on to him. But yeah, I mean, Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek, and Kupp, Najee and Chubb as your running backs is great, and I don't think Keenan Allen's too bad of a piece there. And then, you know, being in a double quarterback league, having Goff, Garoppolo, and Pickett, you're in a pretty good position. I think Pickett is a really good quarterback to own right now. And obviously, you being a Steelers fan, somebody that you can root for pretty easily as well. So, yeah. I don't think trading Dotson, like, killed your team by any means. Would get Khalil Shakur late, says Mike. Yeah, he's been... we haven't seen him drafted in every draft so far, but with a lot of the rookies, we definitely, it just kind of depends on who you're drafting with. All right, let's see here. I'm about to draft. Or Khalil Shakur was a rookie last year with the Bills. My bad. All right, where do I want to go here? I'm gonna take Najee off the board. I think Najee at 3.11 is a really good value pick. Really, really good value. All right, let me take a look at who's available. Look around as Mandrews is taken. That'll take us into the 4th round. And there goes Burrow. I'm going to take Swift here. I'm going to go 3 running backs in a row. Take some upside at the position. DK at 3.3, too early. Had to grab a Seahawk. I don't have a problem with going out and getting DK in the 3rd round at all. I mean, I was really vocal about being a big DK Metcalf fan last year. Finished as your wide receiver 16. That is through 18 total weeks. That's what Sleepers is measuring it by. But I think DK had a great year. Full PPR especially. So, like, if that's your guy you want to go for in terms of a wide receiver 1, I mean, obviously on your roster is going to be in a wide receiver 2 spot. But, you know, I don't have any problem whatsoever, you know, going out and getting him, because it's very unlikely he falls to 4.10. So, like, if that's your guy over Smith, Higgins, Wilson, Hopkins, you know, which I would put him right in that same tier, Jerry Jeudy, I don't have a problem with it at all. Not at all. That DK jump, oh, I know. So I guess DK is getting drug tested after his weekend, which he didn't do anything wrong, but what was he at the like NBA All-Star game dunking, and then doing a commercial shoot, doing crazy one-handed catches and stuff. Mike says grab Cooper. Yeah, Cooper's kind of all over the place. I wasn't crazy about Amari Cooper going into last season, and kind of got that one wrong. I mean, finished as your wide receiver 10 on the year. I mean, honestly, had a very good season at the end of the day, you know. Over 1,100 receiving yards, 78 receptions, 9 touchdowns. Should continue to build chemistry with Deshaun Watson going into this year. So, don't hate him, but, you know, went a little bit triple RB. Now we take a big breather from the position. I think I'd be okay with Walker, Harris, and Swift as my main running backs. Lockett getting older. He is. DK is ripped. I mean, you could probably argue that he should be drug tested like every day of his life, but good genetics. So, yeah, I have no problem whatsoever going out and getting Metcalf right there. I mean, a lot of people probably argue for Devonta Smith, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson over Metcalf, but I don't have a problem with that at all. All right, 4th round wraps up. We got Joe Burrow, DeAndre Swift, DeAndre Hopkins, Pierce, Jeudy, Monty, Kamara, Debo, Keenan Allen, Cam Akers, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and moving into the 5th round so far, we've got George Kittle and Chris Olave off the board. We'll move right along. All right, I have no idea what I'm doing with this next pick at 5.11 and the turn at 6.2, but we'll figure it out. There goes Fields. Good value there for sure. There goes Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that's really finishes, well, never mind. I was going to say it kind of finishes the first tier quarterbacks, but it doesn't, because he's still got Herbert and Jackson sitting there. Hawkinson's gone. Mike Evans is gone. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this next pick. Goes Gibbs. Yeah, a lot of wide receivers left on the board for sure, Taylor. I mean, it always is. Wide receiver is always going to be your deepest position. In my opinion, probably the easiest position to find players to play off of the waiver wire throughout the season as well. I mean, you just have absolutely random players step up every single year at the wide receiver position. And it's always going to be the deepest when you're conducting mock drafts as well as your regular drafts. But, I mean, it doesn't, you know, dilute the value necessarily, but I do think that there's always going to be players you can draft and still have a chance with at the position. I'm going to go Chris Godwin here. I'm not personally out on Chris Godwin. I do think he could end up on a different team. I do think he could end up staying with the Bucs and playing with a mediocre quarterback. I'm going to Christian Kirk here, but nonetheless, like I think Chris Godwin, just based on his skill and talent, is going to be fine next year. I love the value that we're seeing Chris Godwin go right now. So, Prey, what's up, man? How are you doing? What are you up to, my guy? Mike likes Lamar right there. I don't have a problem drafting Lamar, but I'm gonna push it at quarterback today. I think we got 3 really solid receivers, 3 really solid running backs. We'll continue to kind of stack up at the skill position, see what happens at quarterback moving along. So go a little late round QB today. See what we get. All right, Pacheco is gone. Pacheco is definitely a player who we are seeing rise up in overall ADP. And I think that's perfectly fine. I think Isaiah Pacheco presents a really good value around the 5th or 6th round. But I won't really be surprised as the offseason progresses if we see Isaiah Pacheco move up even a little bit more, like kind of into that tier where Dameon Pierce, David Montgomery, Cam Akers is going. It's going to depend on what happens this offseason with the Chiefs' backfield, right? Are they going to re-sign McKinnon? Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire going to be cut? Is Ronald Jones going to be around? Are they going to draft another running back? Are they going to? I mean, here's the deal, right? Is the running back position this offseason is just going to be insane. There's going to be so many players at the position who are going to sign with new teams, who are going to be cut, who are going to re-sign with their respective teams. So we're going to see a lot of the landscape of the running back position move around, and I won't personally be surprised if the Chiefs do go after a veteran running back, so to speak, whether if it's Miles Sanders or David Montgomery. We'll see what happens, right? I mean, I think both those guys fit the Chiefs roster quite well, but I do think they're, the way that the Chiefs typically conduct the running back room for their roster, I think there's going to be other running backs there, but at the end of the day, Pacheco's a guy. I mean, he's proven that, right? So I love Pacheco right now, and I really do think he's going to move up even further in mock drafts as we continue to progress throughout the offseason, I should say. All right, 6th round wraps up. We got Dobbins, Christian Kirk, Pacheco, Calvin Ridley, Herbert, Cook, Zeke, Christian Watson, Kyle Pitts, DJ Moore, JSM, and Mike Williams off the board. Moving to the 7th so far, we got Hollywood Brown and Brandon Ayuk. I am kind of, I just think it's interesting that Mike Williams is going like where he's going when he was like at end of the 3rd round, beginning of the 4th round selection last year. And I mean, I get it. Like Mike Williams misses time like every single year, and this past season was the worst since 2017 in that respect. But at the end of the day, like, especially if Keenan Allen gets cut, this is going to be your number 1 receiver for a Justin Herbert-led offense, right? I mean, you're going to have Palmer and DeAndre Carter there as well, but Mike Williams is going to be the guy. So I just think he's another receiver who we're seeing go at really, really good value. And I love Hollywood Brown as well. I think he's going to have a slow start to the season, but I think once Kyler's back, Hollywood is going to be very, very, very involved. And he had a great start to the year before he got hurt. So, I think both those guys are at excellent value. Brandon Ayuk is at a really good value right now as well. Drake London and Michael Pittman, not bad picks here as well. All right, so who am I going to draft? Who am I going to draft? Who's Prey going to draft? A.J. Dillon. Good pick, man. Like that pick a lot. All right, a receiver who I think is going to take a step forward next year is George Pickens. So I will snag him up right here and not feel bad about it whatsoever. Tough pick for me here at 8.2. See what I want to do. Lots of players that I like available right now. Here goes Johnson. And we'll move right along into the 8th round. Goes Waller. I don't know what I want to do right here. I'm going to go Freiermuth. Let's take my tight end. Why not? 2 Steelers players in a row. Thomas says, good pick, J-Dubs. I wanted Christian Watson. Yeah, Watson really going at an interesting place right now. So, definitely right now is being drafted as the first receiver off the Packers team. I think you're going to see Romeo Doubs. Alan Lazard's not going to be a Packer next year. So, Watson's going to be in line to be the number 1 guy there. So, be interesting to see who's playing quarterback there next year. What other receivers they acquire or don't acquire or draft or don't draft throughout the offseason as well. But, yeah, I think Watson at 6.8 is a very good value. Thomas, I like Algier at 7.8. I do, too. You know, we were kind of seeing Algier go a little bit sooner in mocks. He's kind of crept back a little bit, but I felt like when we were first starting to mock throughout the offseason, like, he wasn't going too far after guys like Cam Akers, Javonte Williams, or Miles Sanders, and I just think he's fallen back in overall ADP, but I think that he's overall going to move up a little bit, similar to how we were talking about Pacheco. So, see what happens. Thomas, where should I go at 8.10? You could take another skill position player, running back or receiver. You could grab your tight end. Obviously, you're good at quarterback for now, so it just kind of depends. I mean, you got 3 receivers, 3 running backs. Do you want to hold off at tight end, or is there a skill position player right now that you really want to pick up? Those would be the questions you have to ask. Antonio, what's up, man? Sir Bongs a lot. I think I already said what's up, but if I didn't, what's up? Appreciate you guys coming out. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Appreciate you guys swinging by. All right, let's go ahead and make my face smaller before I forget. There we go. All right, there goes Addison off the board. Player Mike was kind of rooting for here. Good pick there at 8.10. I can't wait till the NFL draft happens and we know where all these respective rookies are playing. Darnell Mooney goes here. And Eli Mitchell. And now we will move right along into the 9th round. So 8th round, 3 tight ends in a row. Darren Waller, Pat Freiermuth, Evan Ingram. We got 4 running backs. Brian Robinson, Rashad White, Zach Charbonnet, Eli Mitchell. 4 receivers, and Kadarius Toney, Dotson, Addison, and Mooney. And 1 quarterback in Dak Prescott. Let's go, let's go. Javonte Williams in the 4th is crazy. I think you'll see him right in that tier. Yeah. I think you'll see him right in that tier. Right around Akers, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery. All right, 2 rookie receivers start the 9th round. Michael, I would target Njoku in this round. Watson loves tight ends. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Browns kind of develop next year, because they didn't really get going as an offense under Watson. And Njoku, ultimately, I mean, he had 2 double-digit games with Watson. 2 touchdowns, so a touchdown in both double-digit games. But he still finished as your tight end 10 on the year, so I do think he's a good value. As we're into the 9th round. Let's see here. So Javonte. So it's trying to be ready by the start of training camp. So I think he'll be ready before halfway through the season. Watson's distractions will fade away. People forget. I don't think people are going to forget. But, I mean, I'm not really making any fantasy analysis based off of all of that as well. I mean, just literally the Browns offense just didn't really click. All right, where am I going to go here? Meet Kyler. I really wanted Kenneth Gainwell this round, but it's okay. Survive. It was like the most awkward drink I've like ever had on stream. Like top of my shaker cup was going like into my hat. All right, let's see. Where do I want to go? Yeah, I want to Gainwell right here. Give me Jamal, I guess. Take a running back. How many more picks do we have? About 3? Yep. Not including kicker and defense. So let me throw together a queue very quickly. And then I'll hop back to the chat. Kareem Hunt, a pretty good pick there at 10.4. I considered Hunt. I might need another running back on this team. I feel pretty okay at receiver. I mean, I'm probably going to need another running back and receiver, though. Or I could grab another tight end, but I have faith in Freiermuth. My boy Pat F. All right. Trying to quickly get through, building a queue here. And I feel pretty okay. Yeah. It's been a good spot. Wrap up this draft. Anyone care about the XFL? Oh, I saw you bringing this up on Sleeper, Thomas. I haven't watched anything. No, I don't care personally. But I do think it's cool that Seattle is a team and you can root for them in the offseason, man. Should be fun. Gives you something to watch, you know. All right, 10th round here. We got J-Mo and Jamal Williams. We got both the J. Williams off the Lions, drafted to start the 10th round. McKinnon, Kareem Hunt, Michael Thomas, Juju, Njoku, Bateman, Madison, Lazard, Chuba Hubbard, and Damian Harris will move right along into the 11th. I'm hearing Alan Lazard might go to Chicago. I don't think it's a crazy landing spot. I mean, they need help at receiver. They've got the cap room to sign him. I think it'd be a really good fit. Yeah, I think it'd be a good fit for sure. But who knows? I mean, we're gonna get so much debate about free agents and this and that throughout the entire offseason. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think it would make sense. So we'll see. I would like to see the Bears go after some skill position players in the offseason. And I do think if Lazard goes to the right team, he could be obviously someone who contributes. We'll see what happens. All right, moving into the 11th, we got Jacoby Myers, DPJ, Dawson Knox, Hayden Hurst off of the board. There goes Danny Dimes. Good pick there, J-Dubs. Thomas, I'd have the Fields-Lazard stack. Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. I guess. What do I need to grab here? I feel okay about this team. I do. All right, looks like Tom is getting an auto pick. He can steal it. Oh, no. Rondale Moore is a really good pick there. I mean, Rondale Moore is a player that I continue to have on my queue at this point in the draft. I mean, Rondale Moore is going to be someone that I'm going to be targeting, especially if DeAndre Hopkins gets traded, right? I mean, Moore is going to step right into that number 2 position. And I don't know if Greg Dortch is under contract for the Cardinals through next year, but if he is, I really like Greg Dortch, especially like in best ball drafts, like, where you have 20 rounds, you need to grab someone at the end. Tyler Boyd's a good pick there as well. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to lock up my QB2 because I'm going to need one considering I drafted Kyler. But I don't have a problem with that. Like drafting a Kirk Cousins, a Daniel Jones, a Jared Goff late, and drafting a Kyler Murray early because Kyler was playing great when he was healthy this year. I mean, the Cardinals weren't playing great, but from a pure fantasy perspective, Kyler was playing great, and you know he's going to miss like 4 to 6 games. But once he comes back, and I really think the Cardinals are going to let him rest as long as he needs to, and he will be completely healthy when he comes back. So, yeah, I like grabbing him if he falls at the right value. I don't want to reach for him. I'm gonna go Josh Palmer here. And then grabbing a quarterback to kind of bridge that gap while he's out, you know. So, yeah. There's our backup, Captain Eli, that Kirk Cousins. I like this squad threw together today. Let's go, let's go. Take one more pick, then we'll grab up a kicker and defense, and we'll call it a day. Let me run through very quickly here. Got to build a queue for this last pick. It's important. And yeah, I think we're in a good spot. There's players at every position that I like right now. I guess I've just gotten used to drafting best ball and drafting dynasty style, where these later rounds there's all players that I'm a fan of no matter what. So yep. All right, first kicker off the board is Danny Carlson himself. Prey already raising his hand. We got 3 more rounds, my dude. At least get through the 13th round. Randall Robinson, a good pick there. J-Dubs. Really good value in the 10th and 12th round at receiver. Bateman and Robinson. Taylor says Justin Tucker must not exist. Hey, Carlson's the man. It's your kicker number 1 last year. Your kicker number 1 the year before. There goes Tucker, second kicker off the board, followed by the Patriots defense, who were your defense number 1 last year. The Niners were your defense number 3. I believe the Cowboys were defense number 2. All right, and there goes Michael Mayer. Let's go, let's go. I love Isaiah Hodgins right now. I really do. Did get re-signed by the Giants. I don't think Richie James, unfortunately, is going to. Well, that's Randall Robinson. I don't think Richie James, unfortunately, is going to be re-signed. I mean, there wasn't a way to re-sign everyone. But at the end of the day, I love this signing. Had a really solid outing. The end of the season for the Giants. Played well in the playoffs as well. I just think he's going to be a good value pick, especially if you believe in what the Giants are doing with Daniel Jones as well. Thomas, grab Bryce Young. Fields is injury prone. Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a rushing quarterback, this is something I talked about a lot last offseason. Going into the year, if you're drafting Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, now we can add Justin Fields to that list, maybe Jalen Hurts as well. If you're drafting a dual threat quarterback, you probably want to go ahead and snag a second quarterback as well. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Let's go KJ Osborne here. It'll be a little heavy at receiver compared to running back. I could, skip a kicker or defense here and grab another running back. But I don't think I'm going to. I think we'll just make it a true draft. When did Alexander Madison go? Oh, at 10.9. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't, hate Devin Singletary sitting right here, but I just don't know what team he's going to be on next year. I don't think Rashad Penny's too bad of a pick. I don't think Michael Carter, he's not available, is he? Anyways, I'm just going to pick a kicker or defense here. Let's go with the Bass Man. I don't really care what kicker or defense I pick, so I was running out of time. Michael, I like my squad. Oh, hold on. Let me make my face smaller. Here we go. I like my squad. Instead of going RB first 2 rounds, went wide receiver, but at the 9 spot, I need to take running backs at my 3, 4, 5. I mean, I still think you got pretty good running back value throughout the draft. Yeah, I don't dislike your team. I mean, the fact that you got Goff saved your team. I think Goff's a great value there. I'm surprised Goff went after Wilson and Trey Lance and even Tua. I mean, he's been kind of moving up in ADP as well. But yeah, team looks good to me, man. Thomas, I feel weak at running back. Should skip kicker or defense. That's fine. I mean, I generally, like, and when it comes time to actually draft, I usually don't draft. I usually, whether it's kicker or defense or kicker and defense, like, I usually skip one of the two and get an extra skill position player, especially in keeper leagues. Yeah, you might as well draft someone who can actually be a keeper for you, you know? I mean, I guess a kicker or defense could be a keeper, but you know what I mean, a skill position player. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, you can definitely drop 1 to 2 players before week 1, you know? J-Dubs, what's up, bro? Best ball has me strong already. I know, right? It's a different style of drafting, but it definitely makes you feel more prepared for drafts like this. So I'm still in the middle of a slow draft. Feel pretty good about it so far. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. 3 picks away. So here's my squad I'm working on right here. We've got Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, Jalen Waddle, Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, Pacheco, George Pickens, James Conner, Kyler Murray, and I went Monty here. I just felt like at this point, like, I can basically wrap up the running back position. Don't need to draft anyone. I mean, I probably will draft another player, but I don't need to draft anyone for a while. I want more depth at receiver, but I do need to get another quarterback, and I might go ahead and do that, or I might try and wait until the next turn. I haven't decided yet, but I've also thought about going tight end here and getting Cole Kmet because I really, really like him. But I might just go with the receiver like Randall Robinson or KJ Osborne. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to get Rondo more on this team as well, just to get a little stack late season with Kyler. So, but yeah, there's my little squad working on at the moment. Let me grab a defense. Let's see. We'll go with the Broncos. Why not? All right, let me know if you guys want me to take a look at your squad. Prey had his hand up first, so I'll go over Prey's team, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got Hurts and Tua time. How could you not draft Tua, right? Evan Engram at tight end, quarterback and tight end room looks good to me. Running backs, we got Barkley, Derrick Henry, Pacheco, Dylan McKinnon, really good running back room. Hopkins, McLaurin, Sutton, Boyd, Sky Moore at receiver. Good receiver value throughout the draft. Eagles defense and Randy Bullock himself, stud kicker. So you're starting Hurts, starting Engram, starting Barkley and Henry, Hopkins and McLaurin. Then you're in a really good position for your flex and bench, man. I mean, you got Pacheco, Dylan, Sutton to kind of choose from for the flex, and then left over, I mean, you got McKinnon, Boyd, Sky Moore, and 2 on the bench. I think it's a great squad, man. Good defense, good kicker. Yeah, just another good squad, head to toe, man. Be interesting to see where McKinnon ends up, if he stays with the Chiefs, if he doesn't. But right now, at this point in the offseason, we're taking the 10th round for sure. I thought Tyler Boyd was a really good value. If Boyd had fell to me at 11.11, I definitely would have taken him there. So, yeah, man, good draft. I feel like 2 was a perfect quarterback to draft behind Jalen Hurts, too. All right, J-Dubs had his hand up. Let's see. Lamar and Danny Dimes love that quarterback room. I did kind of want Daniel Jones this round, in the 11th round, so it's a good pick by you, man. And I do think if you draft Jackson, it's definitely worth going out and getting a guy like Daniel Jones or Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, whoever, right? So you're good at quarterback and tight end. Running backs, we got Eckler, Jacobs, Charbonnet, and Herbert. Good running back room. Receivers, we got Higgins, Debo, Watson, Bateman, Robinson. I mean, good receiver value throughout the draft. Good running back value late round after getting Eckler and Jacobs. You also got Greg Dulcich. I, for some reason, skipped him. But yeah, good tight end room, good quarterback room, good running back and receiver value, man. Well-balanced team. I love the Jets defense going into next season. That's actually the defense I was looking to draft. But they had a very good year defensively. And I think they're going to continue to improve, and Younghoe Koo can't say anything wrong about him, right? So starting Jackson, starting Hawkinson, Eckler and Jacobs, Higgins and Debo, Flexing Watson and Charbonnet or Herbert, I would argue, to start the year. That leaves you with one of those two running backs, Bateman, Danny Dimes, Robinson, and Dulcich on the bench. Well-balanced team. Good team head to toe, man, for sure. All right, let's see. Michael, what'd you do, my guy? Got Goff, late round quarterback build. Love Goff there at 14.4. Dalton Schultz at 7.9, a good value. We got Diggs, St. Brown, Cooper, Ridley, Davis, Cooks, really good receiver room. I'm not crazy on Brandon Cooks going into next year, but 11.9, why not? Go ahead and throw the wild card out with Davis. Running backs, Jones and Pierce, good value between the 3rd and 4th round. Brian Robinson, a great value in the 8th round. I like Kareem Hunt in the 10th round. Pirine and Foreman, two good running backs to finish this draft out with. And you got the playoff legend himself, Brett Maher, didn't Brett Maher get cut? We don't know where he's going to be next year. Expected to part ways with Brett Maher. It's just so unfortunate. Like, I know he was awful in the playoffs, but he's such a good year last year. You're starting Goff, starting Schultz, starting Diggs and St. Brown, Jones and Pierce, flexing Cooper and Ridley, but you still have Brian Robinson, Davis, Hunt, Cooks, Pirine, and Foreman on the bench. You have some flexibility at running back. I think he did a really good job of selecting late round running backs. You've got some other receivers you can toy around with as well. A good team, man. Yep, you're in a good position for the flex, good position for your bench. I love it, man. All right, let's see. Taylor, roast my team at 1.12. Let's see. We got Burrow and Geno. Nothing wrong with that. I do think if you draft Joe Burrow, you literally do not need to draft another quarterback. You can just stream someone for his bye week. You know, he tends to stay healthy. The league's going to try and keep him healthy, and he's going to ball out. And even if, I mean, you just have to look at it this way. Like, if you have Burrow and Geno on your team, are you really going to be on a weekly basis wanting to decide, should I start Geno Smith or Joe Burrow, when 90% of the time you're just going to start Joe Burrow, whether he plays well or not? You know, like, you got to have Burrow in your lineup. But coming out of your draft, two quarterbacks is, like, there's nothing wrong with it necessarily. But got Mandrews and Waller, tight end. You're good there as well. It's just crazy that you can stack Mark Andrews with a player like Darren Waller going into this season so far. Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Deontay Johnson, Burks, and J-Mo receiver. I think you're good there. Running backs, we got Connor, Dobbins, Carter, and Jalen Warren. Nothing wrong with that. A little bit light at running back, but like we saw a lot of builds last year where teams were light at running back and were still able to get through, you know. Ravens defense and Jason Myers. Jason Myers is probably the best value of this whole draft. Monster kicker. Was he your kicker 4 last year? Last player selected in the draft. So, starting Burrow, starting Andrews, starting Hill and Lamb, Connor and Dobbins. Then the flex is kind of where it gets dicey. Like, you got Deontay Johnson, Darren Waller, Burks, J-Mo, Carter, and Warren. So you're just going to have to figure out, at the end of the day, like, who you're going to flex here. But, like, as long as one of these two players steps up and you're able to use the waiver wire and trade, like, you'll be fine. But the core roster is really good here. For not selecting a running back until the 5th round, I think your team looks solid. The core roster is really good. So I think you're good here, man. You just have to figure out what to do at flex. So, what's up, Boxing Jack? Good to see you, bro. All right, Thomas, I see some debate about your team. So let's take a look here. I'm looking at my second screen here. It'll be easier. So we've got Fields and Young at quarterback. I like that a lot. Dawson Knox and Michael Mayer. Good there at tight end as well. I don't expect a crazy high ceiling out of Dawson Knox after the disappointing year he had. Went from tight end 8 to tight end 14, but he still had 517 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. So, like, we just saw his usage go down a little bit this past year, but I still think, like, the value of where you're drafting Knox is good. And I like pairing him with the rookie tight end, too. All right, we got Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Addison, and Lazard. A good receiver room. I mean, really good receiver value throughout the draft, man. Breece Hall, Cam Akers, playoff Lenny, Gibson, and Raheem Mostert. Pretty good running back value throughout the draft as well. A little bit shaky in terms of, like, injury history with your core. I mean, all these running backs, essentially. So maybe something to think about. You might want to draft, like, someone with a little bit more youth in there. But, like, the position just gets hurt all the time. So I can't really debate against it. I love the core guys being Hall and Akers here. So regardless, you're starting Fields, starting Knox, Chase, and Metcalf, Hall, and Akers, and you're still in a really good position for the flex, right? You got DJ Moore, Lenny Fournette, Addison, Gibson, Lazard, and even Mo Start. So I think this is actually a very good team. You'll have Matt Gay, and you'll just have to drop someone for defense to start the year. So, yeah, man, team looks good to me. Good flex position, especially if Addison shows up early. Yeah, good squad, man. I like Gibson's value right now in the 9th round for sure. Hey, I'd take a chance on Fournette at some point, right? All right, let's see here. Let's see. If anyone else wants me to take a look at their squad, let me know, and we'll start to wrap things up. Wow, stream went by pretty quickly. I am getting hungry. I didn't really eat anything for lunch, and I'm gonna go downstairs and make dinner after this. I'm excited. Chicken quesadillas have been requested by the wife, so that's what I'm gonna make. In case you guys are wondering. But yeah, I appreciate you guys drafting today. I appreciate you guys getting this thrown together with me. And yeah, man, another good draft by you guys for sure. J-Dub's asking, are we doing this Dynasty mock late? Yeah, so I'm going to run it off air once the baby's down for the night. So probably around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. But that's kind of up in the air because it just depends on when she goes to bed. But yeah, just stay posted, guys, and I'll put a little announcement out on Discord. I know I put one out earlier, but I definitely want to run that tonight. And then tomorrow's stream will also be a Dynasty mock, and that invite for tomorrow will go out to YouTube members and members of the Dynasty Leagues first, and then we can fill it up if we need to later on. So should have a chance to run a Dynasty mock tonight and tomorrow night as well. And yeah, just so you guys know, I'm kind of piecing together what my off-season schedule is going to be. So it'll probably consist of streams on Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, off Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then I'm either going to be off Friday or Saturday, or I'm going to stream Friday or Saturday. So those will just kind of rotate around depending on what's going on. And then some weeks I won't stream Fridays and Saturdays. But just so you guys know, especially for those of you who are YouTube members, I will continue to run off-air stream or off-air mock drafts for you guys. You know, whether it's just regular fantasy mocks like we just did, you know, standard formats and everything, or if it's Dynasty content as well. I definitely want those of you guys who are in the Dynasty Leagues to have more and more opportunities to practice, and I personally want to get as many mock drafts under my belt as possible. So what it will kind of look like is Sundays around where we drafted today, doing a regular 2023 fantasy football mock draft. Monday nights, a Dynasty mock draft. Tuesday nights will probably be whatever. Just will kind of change. It might be another. I mean, there's really only 3 styles, right? We'll either be doing a 2023 fantasy football mock draft, a 2023 Dynasty startup mock draft with rookies, or a best ball draft. So just so you guys know ahead of time. And then most of those Friday, Saturday streams are going to be underdog drafts as well. So that'll kind of give you guys an idea of where we're at this point in the off season. So J-Dubs, I do plan on doing some private mock drafts for member or private streams for members as well. So yeah, stay posted for that as well. So yeah, man. J-Dub's out here gifting a membership to end the stream. Oh, after the review grabs a membership. Let's go. Couldn't have gotten a better member of the community. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect way to wrap up the stream, man. Appreciate that, J-Dubs. I mean, I guess that is worthy of emojis in the chat. Let's find the GOAT. There he is. Appreciate you, J-Dubs. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for today. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel and tuned in. Check out all the links down below. Follow us on Instagram. Join our Discord for the most up-to-date announcements on the channel, as well as mock draft invites. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Had a great draft today. You guys killed it. We'll take a look at my team and then we'll sign off here. So I got Kyler and Kirk at quarterback. I'm fine with that. Freiermuth at tight end. I will say if Komet slid out to 9.11, I probably would have gone Komet there. Came out with 2 tight ends, but I don't have a problem with just having Freiermuth. I'm a big fan of Pat F going into next season, so I feel good about the quarterback and tight end position here. At running back, we got Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, and Jamal Williams. We kind of lock up that Lions running back room, and we get Najee and Kenneth. I feel pretty good about that. Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, George Pickens, Palmer, and Osborne at receiver. I love this receiver room. I think Palmer and Osborne are going to be in bigger roles next year, especially with rumors of Keenan Allen and Adam Thielen exiting those respective teams. So, yeah, Tyler Bassman in the Broncos defense. I like this team. Starting to start the year, it'd be starting Cousins, Freiermuth, Adams, and Godwin, Walker, and Harris. And then the flex, I'm at a great spot, right? I got DeAndre Swift, Christian Kirk, George Pickens, Jamal Williams, Palmer, and Osborne hanging out as well. So, yeah, I'd be good with this team for sure. All right, guys, that'll do it, man. Thomas, J-Dubs, Taylor, after the review, Box in the Jack, Pray, Michael, Mike, Antonio, Sir Bongs a lot, Smoke of the Cat, Made for TV, and everyone else who stopped by and hung out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Thank you guys for coming out to this stream. Appreciate you guys, man. And that'll wrap it up. So, smash that like. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow and later tonight on Discord as well. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, yes, Odd here on the catch.